Hello, everyone. Sorry I'm a couple minutes late. I was having some technical difficulties, and by that I mean I have a green screen, and oh man, I have this some virtual backgrounds that I wanted to do today, and for some reason the green screen was like it wasn't showing up properly. So here I am again with my books and all the degrees. And I can't take credit for all those degrees behind me. Half of them are my husband's, and also a couple of them. I think we took it down, but one of them was my son's from his preschool graduation. But we actually ended up moving it into his room. So I hope everyone is doing well. I'm looking up on my phone. I wanted to read you the description of an event that I went to today. So today I had the honor and privilege of serving as a legal observer. Thank you to Michelle Rayner Goolsby, who did legal observer training for people yesterday. So I was able to attend that virtually. And today, my husband, my son, and I, we all went down to the Camping World Stadium. And we actually took an Uber down, and they practiced safety and social distancing even in the Uber. So sometimes my husband will sit in front in the Uber just because of space. But there was a sign saying, or actually on the Uber app, I think it said everyone has to sit in the back, and we were all wearing masks. The first time we've taken an Uber since this COVID pandemic began. So we went down there, and it was amazing, very emotional. So I wanted to read you the description. It was a walk of mourning and restoration, right? So it's a day to walk as a community of churches to properly mourn the deaths of innocent Black men and women over the years. As a group, we will walk down Church Street, reading scriptures of lament and saying the names of lives lost. There will be a ceremony at the end of the walk to mourn, repent, and pray for restoration. It was amazing. It was really amazing to be there, to be a part of it, to honor the Black Lives Movement and all the modern day lynchings, and just heal together. There are people from all walks of life there. It was just really, really nice to see. And I was honored to have my son there as well, for him to witness that. And the whole entire event was peaceful. So my role there as a legal observer was nice because there was, as far as I know, no arrest or anything like that. So that being said, we were there, and we took here in Orlando, there's something called a sunrail. So we took the sunrail back home, and very emotional, but I'm glad to have been able to go and plan on going to more as they occur. So if you follow me on social media, on Instagram and Facebook, my business page name is Hashi Richards. So you can see a picture of myself and some other attorneys that attended there today. So you can check that out. I'll just put my Instagram handle here so you guys can get it. And it's on Facebook, it's the same thing. All right. It's Hashi Richards. All right, guys. Okay, so today was a good week. I wanted to give you some updates. I started a series called 30 days of 2-minute talks, right? So every day I just pop on and talk for 2 minutes for the next 30 days. But today was obviously a regularly scheduled Facebook Live. I think I'll probably do a 2-minute one later. But anyway, so today I wanted to talk about some immigration news that's going on. The first thing is they're talking about the protests going on in the country and how the role of people participating, specifically relating to immigration, the undocumented immigrants, right? So what happens to them? Some of them are worried that if they're out of status, that they may lose their work permit or their deferral from deportation if they go. In fact, there was a woman, I think she was arrested, and after outcry, she was released. So if you have questions on attending those events and you are undocumented, or any just general immigration questions on how it could affect your status if you are arrested, please give my office a call. My number is right there on the bottom, 407-476-5320. We can talk about answers to your questions and also any solutions as well. The director of the CBP actually came out and said that he was, going to enforce all the laws. And so he said it wasn't immigration related, but I believe he's referring to any breaking of the law during a protest. So he's not saying he's specifically targeting, like doing immigration sweeps or raids or anything like that, but something to be mindful of and look out for. So that's one thing I wanted to discuss. The other thing that I've been talking about for weeks and has finally come to life is USCIS offices have opened again to the public. So if you are wondering if your office, your field office is open, you can always go onto the USCIS website and check. In fact, I advise all of you, if you have any appointments or things you need to take care of, to check before you go. And if you're my client, you can call me. You probably already heard from me, but you can call me or email me and we can go over that. If you have an appointment, check the day of. Go onto the website and check the day of because it's so fluid. It's changing. So you want to make sure that you don't go all the way down there for not, right? So make sure to check the website. I'll type it here. It's uscis.gov. Okay, so you go to the website, and you can look on there. And actually, when you get there, maybe I can put the link. Maybe I'll post the specific link in the comments later. But you go there and you can check all the field offices. Right now, they are listing the ones that are closed. Okay, and then I'm not being rude. I'm going to read you from my phone because I took a screenshot just to be able to give you the most accurate information. What social distancing guidelines they're enforcing. So just give me one moment. Okay, so. Oh, and by the way, you have to have an appointment, right? You can't just show up and do a walk-in. So you have to have an appointment to be allowed in. So you will not be allowed in, though, even if you have an appointment, if you're showing any symptoms of COVID, including a cough, fever, or difficulty breathing. You have to answer those standard questions. If you've been in close contact with anyone suspected to have COVID in the last 14 days, and then I think I mentioned this last week, you're not allowed to enter more than 15 minutes prior to your appointment. And then if you're there for a naturalization ceremony, you can enter no more than 30 minutes before that appointment. And that's so awesome that they resumed those NATs, I call them NAT ceremonies again, because how exciting, right? Being able to take the oath of allegiance and become a citizen of the United States. So those are those guidelines. Oh, and then it also says hand sanitizer will be provided for visitors. You have to wear facial coverings that cover both the mouth and the nose when entering. And if you don't have one, USCIS will provide one or you'll be asked to reschedule. All right, so just my little 2 cents of advice, don't rely on them to provide anything for you. So take your mask because if your appointment has already been rescheduled, can you imagine going all the way there and then being told, hey, you're not wearing a mask, you're going to have to reschedule again? Not fun, right? Okay, so you have to also look, they're going to have physical barriers and markings on where to go and where to walk. So you have to pay attention to those. So make sure you look out for those and signs and guidelines. And again, I think I mentioned you are going to have to answer health screening questions. And finally, okay, so let's see what you have to bring. Obviously, your documentation, your interview notices. In addition, take a mask with you, bring a mask with you, and bring your own pen. Okay, bring your own pen because they're trying to limit people sharing pens there. So bring your own pen, bring your own mask, and bring all the necessary documentation you normally would take. So those are the 2 extra things. All right. Okay. So the next thing I have on my notes to discuss today are fee increases. So USCIS just this week announced that they are planning on increasing the fees for H-1B, just the base fee, by 22%. So I think it's $460 now. It's going to go up to $560. I know. And then the L1 visa, which is an intercountry transfer of a management level position from another country to the US, they're planning on increasing it by 77%. It's ridiculous, ridiculous, to $815 just for the base fee. And so USCIS submits a proposal, which they did, to the government. And actually, if you want to really know the name of the department, it's the White House Office of Immigration and Regulatory Affairs. I don't know why. I mean, anyway, government, right? So we're going to wait and see if they accept it. I'm a part of this immigration group called AILA, it's an American Immigration Association. And we're strongly opposing the fee increase. Last year in November, they proposed fee increases for the naturalization application from $640 to $1,170, and adjustment of status from $1,225 to $2,195. Ridiculous. I mean, along the same lines of restricting people to become citizens, making, putting in these financial barriers for them to achieve the so-and-so American dream that a lot of people choose, that want to attain, right? All these barriers are being put in place to make it more difficult. And if obviously if you're hiring an attorney, in addition to all of these fees to actually file the application, you have to pay attorney's fees on top of that. And so, you all know my opinion on that. I strongly oppose it. So we'll just have to wait and see. But hopefully it doesn't pass. Let's see here. Yeah. John says it's good advice on bringing a mask. Always wise to have with any visit scheduled with either a government entity or a healthcare provider. Exactly. So I agree completely. So always have your own mask. If you're going to the doctor or to a government office, bring your own pens and just try to limit contact. All right. Okay. So the next thing and I'm looking at my notes because I wanted to be extra organized today. So the next thing on my list here, let's type something here. Hold on. I'm trying to read the computer at the same time, so it looks like I'm looking down. I'm sitting kind of far away from the screen. And let's just say it's harder to see now than it was, 20 years ago. But anyway, all right. So along the same theme of restricting people from, either adjusting, changing their status, becoming an official citizen or a green card holder in the United States, the Trump administration is also strategically making it, more difficult to live, work, and just, be in the United States, right? So what he has done recently, in fact, on May 29th, and I'm going to read it word for word, he issued a proclamation limiting the issuance of visas to Chinese graduate students, right? So currently there's about 85,000 Chinese graduate students in the United States. And what the proclamation basically says is that he is limiting that number specifically for F visas, which are student visas, and J visas, right? And we don't know exactly how that's going to be carried out. Currently, due to the immigration ban that was issued on April 23rd, he banned these anyway from being issued for 60 days. So during that time, nothing can be happening anyway. But after that, we don't know exactly how this is going to play out, right? But just know that he has his eyes now on Chinese graduate students. If you are here in the US and you're currently on an F or J visa and you came from China, don't worry about it. It doesn't apply to you as you're actually here. It's only for if you're trying to immigrate here. Come on one of those visas here, right? So if you're currently in school on one of those visas, don't worry about that visa being revoked. It doesn't apply to you. So just as long as you're in, you stay in status, you'll be good. So don't worry about that. It's only if you're planning on coming. And again, all this will probably take into effect after the 60-day ban is over. And so what he'll probably end up doing, he'll probably direct the consular offices to, deny the visas at the consular office right there and then, right? So something to look out for. But again, another barrier to immigrate to the United States. So recurring theme on my talks every week, just dismal news, as far as the immigration front is concerned. I love practicing immigration law, even though there's seemingly all these barriers to overcome. It's still amazing to be able to help people come here, live here, work here. And I love doing it, And so if you look at all my practice areas, they're all areas that help people. Estate planning is wonderful, getting your affairs in order. I know a lot of people don't like to necessarily talk about their mortality and what will happen after they're gone. It's very important to take care of now. And then immigration law, obviously, being able to come and work here. And then I also do trademark law. So owning a business and being able to trademark it and own the rights to your name and your logo and your brand, so to speak, is wonderful. It's part of the American dream if you have immigrated here. And if you are already a citizen, it's just an amazing thing, right? So common themes in all my practice areas. I also do personal injury on a referral basis. So I have a network of attorneys that I refer those cases to. So if you have, if you've been injured or anything like that, I handle those cases as well within the state of Florida. All right, I see. Oh, hello. Someone's saying hi. So yeah, I try to keep these under half an hour. So if you have any questions, you can type them in the chat. Yeah, so I think I covered everything I wanted to talk about today. Oh, just really quick, if you message me a legal question, please just go ahead and schedule a consult with me, because I don't answer questions over Facebook Messenger or things like that, just because there's been no relationship established. Just like today on these lives, there's no attorney-client relationship. It's not legal advice. It's just general information. And so you'd always have to schedule a consult in order to talk about your specific situation, right? So if you message me on Facebook Messenger or Instagram, you'll most likely hear back saying, please go ahead and schedule a consult, because I can't answer specific questions on a forum like that. So just wanted to put that out there. I'm going to put my website here. In the comments, there you go. And then if you go there, you can actually, in fact, let me just see if I can pull it up here and then share my screen. So you can, okay, I'm going to share my screen and show you where you can go. Okay. All right, can you see the website? And then you go here either to schedule consultation, and it pulls up my calendar here, or you can click down here as well and click on consultations. And then if you ever go to my site, you can follow me on any of these social media channels as well. All right, so let me stop the sharing. And then down here, if you ever go to my website, you can see all of these Facebook Lives on the bottom of the website if you go to the home page. They just feed in automatically. All right. So that's all that I have today, unless anyone has any questions. Let's see. Oh, I see some comments here. Oh, okay. All right. No questions. So everyone have a wonderful weekend. And I love coming on here every week to share whatever information I can pass on. And I hope everyone has a great weekend. And I'll see you guys next Friday. Actually, I'll see you in a little bit, because I'm going to do my 2-minute talk in a little bit. So talk to you all later. And I'll see you next week for the Facebook Lives on Fridays.